now. I know we're a little bit late, but I did enter a trade. I didn't get to record. There's some things going on. I couldn't record it. But anyways, so we marked out this 5 minute fair value gap right here after price broke above this New York AM high. So try and take away from all these lines that are everywhere that might be confusing you. Matter of fact, let me take this out so that way it doesn't go confusing you too. So if we go ahead and look at this as a whole, yesterday night, news came out, right? And it wasn't Forex Factory news, it was just regular news. Regular news came out that Trump came to a trade agreement with China regarding tariffs. Tariffs went down substantially. I believe China's tariffs went down to 30% from 145%, and then US tariffs went down from 125 to I believe like 15 if I'm not wrong, something like that. So that's big news, right? So that as soon as that came out, right, boom, this happened. 12 o'clock midnight, this happened. Okay? So London does not do that. London session does not do that kind of shit. So anyways, that happened, right? And this is going to throw off the market a little bit, but this makes it very, very volatile, right? We know this is bullish news. This is good news. Okay? So price goes ahead and accumulates right here in between sessions. In between London and New York AM session, price accumulates. Okay? New York AM session opens up, price goes ahead and dumps down. What orders is it filling? I don't know. We have London lows all the way down here, right? What is it filling? I have no idea. Right, but I had this trade and I'm gonna hold on to it no matter what. So, anyways, New York AM opens up, we dump down. I don't even know what it is that we took out, but price went ahead and rejected after this accumulation in between New York AM lunch and New York AM AM. So we had this accumulation, price breaks above during lunch hour. After it breaks above, we can see that price goes ahead and takes out that New York AM high again. Now, after it takes out that New York AM high, I realized that there was a 5 minute fair value gap that I could use to go and take into longs. Now, the reason I'm going into longs is because the trend overall is bullish. This trend overall is bullish. If you look at it, right? Higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, breaks below, and then again makes higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. So, right, right, this trade is going into drawdown right now. So it can get a little scary, but this was my bias coming in here. Okay, I'm not going to shy away from what I took. I'm not going to shy away from what it is that I saw. Right? If this is a losing trade, I want to know why. I'm following my rules and I'm doing my best to follow them. Okay, so I went ahead and had this 5 minute fair value gap. Right? I waited for price to go ahead and tap into it. I saw that it didn't close. Okay, it did not close below the fair value gap, which means that it respected it. Okay, so after that, price went ahead and started rejecting. After I saw this rejection, I decided to go into longs, right? I took longs right here. Okay, once I saw price hit right above the fair value gap, I went ahead and took longs. Now looking back, I'm not gonna lie, I could have definitely waited for price to close above the fair value gap. So that's where I think I could have made a better either entry or avoided it altogether, right? Because obviously we're in drawdown, but moving forward, price goes ahead and rejects back down, comes back up, and then it starts to close above, right? So either way, this would have been my entry down here. That would have been my entry for sure. So the reason that I put my stop loss here where it's at is because I put it below the previous low candle. Okay, which means if this rejects below and it closes below the fair value gap, right, then my bias was wrong. So we have to be okay with that. If my bias was wrong, I have to be okay with that. And then we're gonna figure out what it is that we did wrong. But I'm still gonna hold. I still have faith in this trade, and I'm gonna hold. So yeah, I decided to enter after I saw this this retracement back into longs, back into the trend. So I went ahead and sized normal, right? I sized 4 cons, and then I'm deciding to hold right now. So this is where we're at right now. I'm still holding. My fill is at 909 and my stop loss is going to be at 878. Again, below the previous low, right? So if I get stopped, my entire bias was incorrect. And then we'd have to backtest and figure out what the hell happened. But it's okay. Like I said, my TP is going to be over here at 991. It's going to be this internal high right here, right? So we already went ahead and took out this London high, right? But the problem is, and this is what the whole problem is, this whole news candle, that shows crazy. Okay, crazy. So we have Asia and London lying below, but the trend is still bearish. I mean, bullish. So I'm gonna keep you guys tuned, and we'll figure out what happened. If I get stopped, we'll find out why, and if not, then we should be okay. But right now, I'm respecting the trend. I hope the the trend decides to respect me. So yeah, be back. So to recap our trade, we ended up getting stopped out, right? $302 is what we're out for the day. So let's go ahead and backtest this, right? As we can see, price went ahead and tapped back into the fair value gap, and then it started coming back up. Now, my way of thinking was, okay, we're in an obviously bullish trend. Okay, New York Open dropped, right? It took out whatever it wanted to take out. I don't even see exactly what it wanted to take out, but we went ahead and got some consolidation in between New York AM and then New York lunch, in between those hours, and then we got a breakout, right? We got a breakout of this the simulation right here. We formed two fair value gaps on the way up. Okay, I don't know what the fuck that was for. So anyways, we have two fair value gaps right here, right? One in between these three candles, and then one in between these three candles. All right. The hussies. Anyways, so right, well, obviously we can see now that that's how we got stopped out. But if we go ahead and select the bar of where we're at, right, we were pretty confident in this trade. I was pretty confident this is gonna go up and hit this this internal level of liquidity over here at 991. So I went ahead and followed the trend. However, looking back on it, right, if we let this play out, we'll go regular speed. If we let this play out, right, we can see that it started chopping up, right? This should have been kind of my first sign right here. So right here is where this should have told me, okay, we're chopping up, price looks like it wants to reverse, right? And now that I'm looking back on it, we went ahead and took out this London high, right? London went ahead and finished right above here. Price in between London and New York AM sessions, right, went ahead and took out the London high right here, right? So this draw was taken out already before New York AM session even occurred, right? And we have very small amounts of liquidity lying above, which is just this internal right here at 991. So that's what I wanted to target, right? My thinking was if we go ahead and target that level of liquidity and we continue the trend, then we should look like we're going to hit it. However, marking out these levels now, this London and Asia low, right, we can tell that these are acting as magnets, right? Even though the trend is obviously bullish, right? Higher highs, higher lows, news candle, higher lows, higher highs, and then higher lows, right? So it went ahead and broke down and created its own trend again. So let's go ahead and expand real quick so you can get a good understanding of what happened. So let's continue it playing, right? So right here, I'm still in longs, right? I'm looking good. I'm happy. That's looking good. I'm like, hell yeah. And then bink, 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 right? So this is all chopping, right? And this is all telling me right here, this, when I saw this, right, when I got stopped out, because this is exactly where I got stopped out. When I saw this, I saw the candle close below the fair value gap. I went ahead and realized that this is really just a market structure shift, right? This is my own model. This is an MSS, right? We already had a DOL sweep right here at this New York AM high. We already swept London highs before session opened, right? This should have been my cue right here. After I seen this happen, this should have been my cue to go ahead and head into shorts, right? So as we can see, if we continue playing it out, all right, keep trading. You mean keep losing, right? This is what it's telling me, right? So these two 5-minute fair value gaps are what I was waiting for, right? Now the market can be very tricky, right? As we can see, this is still playing out. We still have maybe I think like 30 minutes left in this New York PM session, right? So this is what I mean, right? I could have been a little bit more patient. I had this second 5-minute fair value gap marked out, and I could have used this as a way to enter, right? If I would have been a little bit more patient, if I would have been patient throughout the day, I could have waited to enter here or just not taking the trade at all, right? But again, my thinking was, okay, we're going to target this level of liquidity at 991. We have bullish news coming out, right? Trump came out with that news with the China tariffs and the US tariffs. Really good bullish news, right? So with that being said, I went ahead and continued on with the trend. But I could have waited. You know what I mean? I thought that we were going to continue going right after this, right? But as we can see, after this 5-minute fair value gap has been marked out, we can see that price wanted to come right back down, tap into this, and then reject above it, right? So this hurts to see, you know what I mean? Because this is exactly what I could have waited for, but I didn't wait for. Um, and I'm not even honestly. I think that price could even run through all the way and hit that. So that's gonna be tough to watch. But we live and we learn. That's the way a trader's life is gonna be. You know, that's the way that our life is gonna be as traders. If you're watching this and you're a trader, the best thing that I can tell you is don't quit. You know, because with every loss you have to learn. And with this loss, I'm learning, you know? I had that second 5 minute fair value gap marked out, right? I just didn't think that it was gonna tap into it right before it went above. But you know what? In hindsight, I've lost like this before. There's numerous times where I've lost my trades because I didn't wait for it to tap into the rest of the line liquidity, right? These fair value gaps are liquidity pools, right? Those are orders that want to be taken out, right? They're orders that are waiting to be taken out. And I just didn't think that that was gonna act strong. That this second fair value gap, I didn't think that it was gonna act that strongly. Hence why I decided to take the first fair value gap. Um, so we live and we learn. Um, I'm gonna come back again tomorrow. If we blow these accounts, we blow these accounts. I've been funded 3 times. You know, I've blown 30 something evals. It's nothing new to me. You know, so if you're not prepared to fail, if you're not prepared to lose, if you're not prepared to experience some losses, then this isn't for you. You have to lose before you can win. You know, so I will say I did a pretty good job of maintaining my emotional state. I didn't allow my emotions, no matter how many times I saw my trade and drawdown, I didn't allow it to take me out of the position, right? I saw myself up too, right? I was up over here. I was up like whatever, $200, whatever, right? And I didn't allow that to take me out of the position. I didn't think, oh, I'm in profits, let me get out. You know, it's not about profits right now. It's not about the money. It's about your system. If you can't get your system down, you're not going to win. If you don't have your emotions set, if you get too greedy, right, you're not gonna win. If you get too fearful, you're not gonna win. If you have FOMO and you enter trades when you're not supposed to be entering them, you're not going to win. This is about mastering yourself. Trading is about mastering yourself and your own emotions, your own systems, right? So I definitely could have been a little bit more patient. Um, Not that tough of a loss now that I think about it. Definitely a lot to learn, definitely a lot to take in, and I'm gonna move on from this. I'm gonna come back tomorrow and I'm gonna run with this. Yo, bro, take a fucking look at this shit, bro. Matt, don't even fucking look at me. Don't even fucking look at me, bro. Look at this shit right now. This is my fucking entry, okay? I get stopped out on the way down. I had this fucking fair value gap marked out and I didn't fucking wait, bro. This is the shit that I fucking mean, bro. Patience fucking pays and I was not patient. This trade would have already been a 4-1 if I was just a little bit more patient, right? And this is the shit that I'm fucking talking about. This is what I mean, bro. It's so. This shit makes you like fuck. This shit is crazy. Okay, I'm gonna try not to get mad about it too much, but it's definitely a learning fucking lesson, dude. Definitely a learning lesson. I need to be more patient, right? I need to be okay with waiting for it to play out how I want it to play out. If it doesn't play out how I want it to play out, then I leave the trade alone and I protect my capital. And that's what I fucking mean. I need to be okay with staying cash. If what I see doesn't present itself, I need to be okay with it. And I wasn't. I mean I thought I saw something. I had a feeling that I could have waited a little bit more, but I didn't want to wait, and now I paid the price for it. Look at that. I'm just watching this shit. Like this is money leaving my hands. That like actually. Fuck man, this is I'm ending this shit.